Day Tour to Cairo from Port Said by Alice Phillips. Early morning, leaving Port Said. The day began just after dawn. The Mediterranean breeze at Port Said carried a salty crispness as I stepped off the cruise ship and into the waiting arms of ancient adventure. A cheerful representative from Memphis Tour stood at the dock with a sign bearing my name, a warm welcome that immediately put me at ease. Our small group boarded a clean, air-conditioned van, and soon we were on the road, joining a police convoy for the 3-hour journey to Cairo. As we drove through the shifting landscape, I gazed out at the arid fields and bustling villages that flickered past the windows like snapshots in a time travel diary. Giza Plateau, the pyramids, and the Sphinx. When we arrived at the Giza Plateau, my heart skipped a beat. There they were, the Great Pyramids, real, immense, timeless. Standing beneath these colossal stones that had defied time itself was like being dwarfed by a silent roar from the past. I walked slowly toward the Pyramid of Khufu, the largest of them all, craning my neck, barely able to take it all in. The sun cast sharp golden shadows along the worn stones, and the heat shimmered around us. Every grain of sand felt steeped in story. And then the Sphinx, mysterious, regal, almost otherworldly, its face solemn and serene, met mine with a gaze that seemed to whisper, "You are merely a blink in my timeline." I stood there longer than I expected, utterly transfixed by the contrast of permanence and decay. I imagined what this place must have looked like when it was alive with priests, processions, and pharaohs. Lunch in Cairo, a taste of Egypt. We paused our historical immersion for a well-earned. The food was simple, hearty, and rich with flavor. Grilled chicken, fresh bread, tahini, and pickled vegetables. I remember the texture of the falafel, crunchy on the outside, warm and tender inside. There was laughter at the table, a mix of languages, stories, and new friendships. The mint tea at the end was a quiet joy. Grand Egyptian Museum. Our final stop was the Grand Egyptian Museum, still partly in pre-opening mode, but breathtaking nonetheless. So the moment I entered the Grand Hall, I felt like I had stepped into the very soul of Egypt. The scale, the layout, the golden light filtering through the architecture. It was both modern and deeply reverent. The grand staircase seemed to pull me upward like a procession through time. Though only a portion of the museum was open, including the main galleries and the surrounding gardens, what we saw was unforgettable. Treasures unearthed from across the land, ancient crafts so delicate they defied imagination, and massive statues that radiated presence. The crown jewel? Seeing parts of the Tutankhamun collection up close. His golden face glowed under the museum lights, with a kind of sacred hush in the air. Outside, the museum's gardens provided a perfect close to the visit. The breeze was softer now, the light turning amber. I lingered by a reflecting pool, trying to freeze the moment in memory. Returned to Port Said. The return trip was quiet. I gazed out the window, the desert slowly swallowing the fading daylight. My mind replayed the wonders I'd seen, the perfect geometry of the pyramids, the Sphinx's unfathomable expression, the shimmering gold of the long-gone king. Summary of the day. One memory etched forever ever the moment I first locked eyes with the Sphinx. That silent, ancient stare felt like Egypt itself had acknowledged my presence.